guys, this is Eunice, and today not today I was asked this question, but I was asked a question to about the materials that I use to make my products. It is actually three different materials that I want to go over real quick, show you some of the products that I've made, and I don't want this video to take a long time. Apologize, this is a new makeup day for me, and I'm working today, so uh, let's get started. Okay, the first thing that first material that I use is the cement oil. I watch a lot of YouTube. I've been making candles for a long time now, and of course I started out with the glass candle, the luxury glass candles and things like that. And of course, you know that glass and shipping glass and so forth is expensive, and not to mention that I, sometimes when I go to order some glass candle jars, they didn't have the kind of jars that I wanted, the one that I used to order, so I would have to get something else. And then I don't like to just send out anything just plain. So then on top of that, I would go ahead and decorate the candle jars once I made my candles and so forth. So if you've ever been on my website, you would see that and all that. So let me go ahead and get started in showing you these materials. Okay, now this is from my new mold. This is you can use it as a candy dish, or you can use it as a candle vessel, or just a trinket dish. This is made with cement oil. Of course, cement oil is really good to use. That's how I got into it. Like I was saying, and probably rambling, is I watched a lot of YouTube. I seen how beautiful these young lady candle vessels were. And I decided, okay, I can try that. I can get my own colors, my own designs, and all this and that stuff, and it's gonna save me a lot of money, which it did. It did. So like I said, this is one of our new dish and new thing with cement oil. Cement oil is all about timing. It has a lot to do with a lot about timing and so forth, because once you get started on it, if you don't go ahead and get it to the right consistency and get that poured, then the cement will start curing on you. I don't actually do any measurements when I'm using cement oil. But I do keep my eyes on the time and keep my eyes on the product and things like that. And of course, once you do the product, um, once you do the product and so forth, you have to sand it a little bit and so forth and things like that. And these are a little bit heavy, but they are not as bad as you would think to ship, because they do ship pretty good. And if you use flat rate box and so forth and secure these pretty good, then you'll be okay, because I do ship a lot of candles in these. Not this one, because I just got this mold and just made this. But yeah, my candle jars hasn't been that bad to ship. Cement on concrete vessel. Okay, the next product I use is to make my product is Proline. I didn't want to bring those two jugs out here to hold them and all that, so I'm just bringing this pamphlet that I got. I'll get these from Amazon, free shipping on these. Also, too, with the cement oil, you could just go to Home Depot and pick that up. Save your time, save your money. Again, it's all about saving. Okay, now this here is a little bit complicated to use. With the cement oil, you're looking at 3-4 hours before you can demold and all that stuff and everything. This here is you using a lot. It's going to take a lot longer. Okay, this is all about measurements here. This is all definitely about measurement, and the color and all this is also about measurements. Okay, this is equal parts here. And let me say this is not for jewelry. This is the pro. This is what the professionals use with countertops and home appliances and home fixing and all that stuff. This is the stuff that they use, and this is not for jewelry. Okay, now with this stuff here, you can demold within 6 hours, but it takes all night to cure. This is a 24-hour curing time on this product here. This here. Now, also, when I started using cement oil, I wanted to go ahead and, try to make some bowls and things like that. With the cement oil itself, and I did find a food grade sealant to go on this concrete bowls and so forth, but it was a failure because when you use, like, say, spaghetti sauce and things like that, and you go to wash your bowl, it still stains. So that was a problem. And even with the cement oil, you still need a sealant. A lot of people use polyacrylic, and I use duck tail because it's strong, and it's also another food grade safe sealant for concrete. Okay, but like I said, you know, you could do it, but you wouldn't be able to put no sauce and stuff in it because it would stain your whatever bowl plate you have and all that. So to me, that was a failure. Okay, so I had to figure out how I was going to make bowls like this. This is one of my favorite bowls to use. I use it all the time with cereal, spaghettis, pasta, yada yada. Pretty much everything. And this bowl is indestructible. You could drop it. I think you just got to take a hammer and just hammer to break this bowl. It's darn near unbreakable. I won't say unbreakable, that you can't break it, but I know it would take a whole lot. So it's really, really safe for kids and so forth to use and all that stuff, because if they drop it, it's not going to break. Like your glass bowls, ceramic bowls, and this and that. This is not going to break. Okay, now, as I was saying before I cut myself on, I had to find something that I could make my bowls, have it dishwash safe, and all this stuff, and eat out of it and all that. I had to come up with something that I could do. So since I had the cement on and I had the Pro epoxy here, I just did some research and I went ahead and tested them out together. Okay, voila, voila, voila. This bowl is made with the Epoxy Pro Marine epoxy and cement all together, which makes this bowl indestructible. Okay, now with the problem with using just this here Proline, Promarine epoxy with the bowls and so forth, when you put the bowls in the dishwasher in hot water, it gets a little bit soft. To me, that also was a failure in so far, because I did not want my bowls and stuff to lose its shape in dishwashing, and also in the sink when you wash it in hot water. And that was the problem with this here. And I don't know if it was the timing or something like that, because like I said, it's supposed to cure within 24 hours. So I'm assuming that you could use it, wash it, use it, eat out of it, and then put it in the sink to wash or dishwasher to wash. Anyway, when I tested it out, it was a failure. It gave a little, but it also goes back hard. It does go back hard, but I want it to stay hard. I don't ever want it to have any give or in its shape and so forth, things like that. Which is why I'm so glad I was able to come up with a solution, which is the cement oil and Pro Marine together. So that's the second item I use. And also, this is our new, it's also the same mold that I just showed you with the cement on, but this is with the cement on and the epoxy together. This is my new pumpkin spice. This is going to be a candle. This is going to be the vessel for our new pumpkin spice candles. This, and it's going to come with a little free jewelry box. This is indestructible, and it's also heat safe and all that, so you don't have to worry about having your candles burn in this. This is perfectly safe. I've already tested everything. So, but anyway, so the pumpkin spice crumble is going to be in this as a candle. Okay, just wanted to show you this. It'll be in a few weeks, whatever, and all that. Now let's get to the last item for the materials that I use. Okay, I'm gonna hold up this nice big candle. This is Italy Bajona candle. It smells so good. So good. So good. So good. Now, I used to do pottery before a long time ago, and then I got back into it. And when I got back into it, I got back into it because I cannot find the molds that I wanted for large flower pots, large bowls, and things like that. I could not find molds for that. So in order to be able to make something like this is an 8x8 across. Yeah, 8x8 across. I think is what it is. A candle like this with the 3 tiers. I don't have a mold for this size candle, and this is what I wanted to do, a 3-tier candle, and the Lord, it smells so good. So anyway, so after I got back into my pottery and so on, I was able to create that myself. Okay, now let's get into how you work with the pottery. This is Amoco clay. With the Amoco clay, of course, you're going to have a sealant because this is dry clay. You're going to have a sealant to prevent it from getting water or anything like that, making it waterproof and all that. Which I did. This is like waterproof, burn proof because you can, burn your candles and so forth in there. Now with the Amoco clay, once you create your design, once you create your basic piece and so forth, you're going to wrap it up in plastic or something so that it can slow dry. Because while it's slow drying, it's forming to the form that you have made it. So the next day, you are allowed to go back in and like put these designs and stuff in it, like I did this one here. After I made this, I covered it up, and then I went back the next day and put all these designs in this candle. And then once it dry overnight, it takes, I would say, I would let it sit overnight to completely dry, uncovered and everything, because you only want to cover it up because you want to work on it. Now, if you want it to slow dry, you can keep it covered. It will slow dry and so far, but if you want it to go ahead and dry after you put the designs in it, you can go ahead and just uncover and just let it sit for a day or two, and so forth, so it's completely hard. Once you have your design and everything, you can go ahead and put this is the lid to it and everything. I always like to have lids to my candles. You want to put your sealant on it, let that sit and dry for at least about 6 hours and everything, and then it becomes waterproof. Now I do have a candle here, not a candle. I do have this vase here, flower vase that was made with the same material, Amoco clay. These are real plants. These are real plants, and this one has to be watered today. And these so this is water. I waterproofed this here pot with that same sealant and so forth, so that you can either use dry plants, which is fake plants, or live plants, which is plant that you have to water. And that's what this is in here, and this plant here. Flower pot here, flower vase, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, so those are the materials that I use to make my products and so forth. And I recommend getting into these products, getting into these, because it's going to save you tons and tons of money, because you not only will be able to create shapes and so forth instead of having just one bland shape and so forth. And I heard someone say on the YouTube the other day that pretty much everybody makes candle, has the same jars, They have the same plain jars and so forth and things like that. Some people do have those luxury candle vessels and so forth, which you're gonna have to pay dear for that and all that. You're gonna have to pay a lot of money for luxury candle vessels and all that, and shipping and all that. So if you are in decline and want to save you some money and so forth, you can get into making your own products and making your products unique and things like that. So I make candles and like I said, and I like to make my unique candle vessels and so forth. I don't necessarily want my candle vessels to be like everyone else's. Even though when I was doing glass jars, you know, this is Yankee candle that we've had forever and everything, and I've had this even before for a couple years now, maybe even longer and everything. And of course the miller's got this big old sinkhole in it, but I'm just showing you this because of the vessel. Now I did have candle vessels like this, 16-ounce candle vessel with the dome cap and everything, and I still have a few of those around and all that. And then I do have some candle vessels, glass candle vessels and stuff still on my website. Some candles that are still on my website and glass candle vessels. But I would no longer, I have not purchased any glass vessels, candle vessels in a long time, because I have been making all of my vessels. I made bowls, I made plates, and all that. And it's, like I said, it has saved me tons of money. So that I can get what I want. Now, I didn't say anything about timing with this here. And let me say this before I go. Working with Amoco clay, you can go ahead and work with that clay and so forth. And before you get started on the clay, have your design already written down or already in your head. You cannot just grab a ball of clay and just play with it and try to decide what you're going to do, because this clay will start to cure and dry out on you and so forth. So you want to avoid that. So it with all three of these materials and so forth, it's timing, because they will cure on you, they will dry out on you and so forth. So it's all about timing. It's all about timing, getting the semen oil to the consistent you want, the color you want, and the pouring. It's all about timing with the promo ring, the epoxy, to get the measurements. To you have to do a 5-minute stir with the epoxy, 5-minute stir, and it has to be exact. Or if it's larger, or you have a large amount of epoxy, then it's a little bit longer. But whatever minutes you choose to stir your epoxy, it has to be 5-10 minutes stir. Not stop and go back, but just 5 or 10 minutes straight stir to put these two epoxy together, to mix them good together so that they can cure. Amoco clay, you need to work with it. It takes a couple hours and so forth for it to actually start cure. So that's why I say, if you have before you even start, you need to have a design in mind so that you can go ahead and get to that design and go ahead and get that shape and all that stuff and everything, and get that done before it starts to cure on you. So I hope this is answered. Hope somebody will use this information, save them some money from all the buying and shipping fees and all that. And I enjoyed making these and so forth. And I'm delightful that people actually love these, little designs and stuff. Because I make flower pots and stuff too, flower pots and all that stuff, as well as candle vessels, as well as bowls and other little trinkets and things like that. Okay, thank you guys for asking that question, allowing me to come on here to give you this information. I appreciate it, and thank you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.